Sure, it's going to be great. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm a little bit unsure about this one, I have to say.
In what capacity?
So we talked about the last game and how LGD kind of ran out of damage and ran out of steam at some point. This feels like something similar could end up happening here again if Gaming Gladiators just weather the storm and get out of the lanes all right. I think basically that was also what it boiled down to for the panel, right? Winter is like, he likes PSG.LGD because he thinks if they execute a good game plan early, they're going to take control of the map with Primal and Brutus. We've seen them do many games this tournament. However, if they fail, or if Gaming Gladiators, even in case they lose a bit of map, if they can still maintain some sort of control and just take a couple of good fights here or there, the Slark seems incredible this game, late game. I think there's absolutely nothing that's going to stop him from just taking over, aside from time. So pressure is really the name of the game here.
Well, what do you think of the tanky boy aspect? We've been talking about that. There's tons of sustain on both sides. We've been seeing a lot of these like Primal Beasts get heart. They feel unkillable towards the late game. Juggernaut, we've talked about how that talent is the Blood Grenade onto Ace, trying to limp away here, but Shiro, a couple more right clicks, but the nice flame break from Tofu will save his life. As top lane, instead, Planet goes down to Celery, which they knowingly gave up, and that's his favorite hero, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pick your poison. Gaming Gladiators just have too many trademark heroes. You have to give them something. And this game, they're opting to give away the Ench, which in theory is not particularly great against Brood if Brood gets to lane the way it wants, but with Celery getting the first blood, that's already a very good start for them. About the tanky heroes, yeah, there's definitely some tankiness on both sides. I think the key factor here for me later down the line is Gaming Gladiators' tanky heroes are pretty mobile. You've got Slark, Darkseer, and Pango with mobility. On the side of PSG.LGD, once you're in, you're kind of in on Primal Beast. You're not going to be able to disengage again if you use Onslaught to engage. Similar case for Juggernaut. So they're a little bit more committed, but fortunately for them, they will have the False Promise to fall back on. So it's definitely going to help them a decent amount. But in a game of beefy boys that keep trading, I like Slark. So
yeah, he's got that evasiveness to him. But we have seen Juggernauts pop off because of that 20 talent that works before reductions for some reason, which I'm sure will be quote-unquote nerfed or fixed.
Yeah, it's
in the next patch.
just needs to be fixed.
But it is nice to see Juggernaut in the meta, at least,
yeah,
to some degree.
All it takes was for the hero to be bugged, then we can have it back very nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's not just the elusiveness of Slark. It's not so much about that for me. It's mainly just when fights get really long, he just gets so many stacks, right? So, and despite, yeah, Jugger is one of the heroes that can do an overwhelming amount of damage in a short time, Slark has 2 immunity skills. So if he's not stunned, which they don't have very much of on the side of PSG.LGD that is reliably able to catch the Slark, the charge is going to be an audio cue, and the arrow is very easy to dodge. So I think definitely should be able to play it clean here on Duracho.
Yep, and the arrow setup, I guess the Pulverize and Fortune's End are the two things that will set the arrow up eventually, but
you can purge them both.
Yeah, you can. As Why You Smile getting chased right now as the Fortune's End comes out. He's gonna get Firefly back into the vacuum as well. They're gonna dive the tower and they're gonna get the kill. And it leaves Shiro all by his lonesome, but he's gonna get some nice juicy solo XP, so part of him is really happy that this happened, of course. But Tofu doing a nice job at denying some creeps. But talk to me about the Bat Rider support, because again, similar to other conversations we've had, this was picked a lot pre this last mini patch. But now with the Flame Break being changed, so it doesn't slow nearly as much at level 1, we've been seeing a different build.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably still going to be just seeing him max out Firefly, right? And in this game, he did skill Flame Break level 1. Sometimes we see the Firefly level 1 now, but I'm expecting a 1-1-3 build like usual from this support bat. Now in this bottom lane, I think Why You Smile is misplaying it slightly when he's getting engaged by Tofu. I like that he's self-casting the Fortune's End, but I think he has to do it for longer. He's just doing like a mini burst and then starting to walk, but if he channels it longer, you put Bat in this predicament where he needs to choose, am I going to stick on top of him with Firefly or am I going to move away? The longer you stick, the longer the route, and you're not taking explosive damage because there's no he doesn't have sticky napalm. So I actually think if he just self-channels for like a second or two instead of 0.1, the bat he'll create enough distance between himself and bat no matter what. And yeah, there's definitely a bit of room for improvement. Nice dodge there in Celery on the creep. Planet is going to pay for this missed arrow immediately.
Yep, even a blood grenade being thrown out there by Celery. Showing why this is banned every game against him, of course. And I mean,
it's a good inch.
At the same time, the Oracle does get a lot of value out of
nice, he got it in
the
time.
Dispel. Obviously, they talked about the Ion Shell, which is very annoying for Ace in the laning stage. Even the sticky napalm eventually. False Promise on the lassoed targets. And they picked that knowingly into the Oracle, of course.
I will say, though, in these Darkseer lanes, I actually think Oracle is much less of a counter than it used to be because Darkseer is universal. So he can CS way better without Ion Shell than he used to. I think his damage right now, 5 minutes in, is probably 10 to 15 more than in the previous patch.
Yeah, he's second in CS.
Yeah, and that's while laning against Oracle. It's kind of unheard of, right? But it's just more of a norm right now. Okay.
Yeah, Fortune's End's comment. Arrow's gonna... Okay, well, do they have the damage to actually finish off Dyrachyo? Who pops the Fairy Fire, Dark Pact as well! He will fall as Tofu's made his transition over. Celery taking a ton of damage. That's gonna be 2 for LGD. They lose the Mirana. And Why You Smile looks to be next as Tofu trying to get the last right click there. So nice double kill for Tofu at the very least for Game of Gladiators, but the core died for them.
And they lose a lot of creeps in the tower.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a full... I think that was a wave and a half.
Oh, and New. He might also die, though. He's continuing to get chased.
Here on Tofu, that's his last
More
napalm.
sticky napalms in the web right now, and they're going to give it to Dyrachyo even, so kind of best case scenario after the fact.
That's such an amazing end to the fight for Gaming Gladiators there. Getting that bonus kill on the way out is huge. Ace here will probably be okay.
Yeah, he has Surge. Ooh, Purifying Flame's not quite enough. We'll be able to limp away there. There's nothing to say. Making his way over to the top area of the map. And I would assume Quinn got the rune. He did. It was a regen. We'll see what he's able to do with that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, mid lane pretty much a wash. The two carries are pretty close to each other as well in terms of CS. And if you look at the offlaners, also pretty much the same. So the first two games totally different. This one feels like every lane is going okay for everyone. Despite even the death on Dyrachyo, he's still farming a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean, that kill that he just got on the Brood really salvaged the lane for him, right? It was starting
7-minute wisdom. So Tofu will get it, and Why You Smile will get the opposite one. So it still is a 1-for-1.
It's been an interesting development seeing how teams approach wisdom. Oh my goodness, Quinn with the rotation here. So,
Dyrachyo, this would be a nice counter kill, but won't be able to find him.
So, if you consider earlier on in this patch, teams were generally protecting their own wisdom runes and getting that one.
Yeah.
And now it seems there's been a lot more invasions as of late where the teams trade off and get each other. So it's just an interesting development to see here. 2K lead now for Gaiman.
It's interesting how that has evolved, and yet Tormentors become later and later as part of that evolution somehow. Oh, Rolling Thunder Quinn not going to fully commit.
It's hard to kill Oracle. He would never have got that kill. With Fate's Edict and the level 2 heal and had a Lotus Flower as well. Celery will create enough distance between himself and nothing to stay for now.
Pulverize is coming with the arrow to connect, and the trample is enough. Along with the Starstorm, in fact, is Quinn. A little bit late on the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, I don't know why he held it there.
Fortune's End, not going to matter too much.
I actually think that could have been a potential counterplay for the two of them if he rolled instantly. I'm not sure what he was considering there, because he could have blocked the arrow and saved his Ench there. Stunned up the... Maybe he didn't want to use it because they couldn't have killed the Primal, so he wanted to save the cooldown for another play, and then in the end he ended up using it anyway, so... Seemed a little bit indecisive there for the side of Gaiman, and they will lose. It's just the Ench, though. It's not the end of the world.
And Ace continues to be the most farmed hero on the map, and... A little surprised Darkseer hasn't been picked a little bit more often considering how strong he's been in basically every game. Even in the losing games, this hero has looked really good.
He's definitely been good.
There's nothing to say, making his way over now. Ace with the Surge out as Dyrachyo gets taken out in top. And the Blade Fury is there to kill Ace. So 2 big kills across the map for PSG.LGD. Great coordination. Looks like Quinn tried to help out in the top lane, but he was able to get away easily. Now Celery, level 5 right now, has nothing to say. With the trample should be enough.
Oh my god, look at Doracio's experience. Dying like that to Brood.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He was 6 experience from leveling up. Literally any creep doesn't get denied in this lane and he doesn't die because obviously Brood took maximum advantage of his levels here. Now that Slark is 6, this kill is 10 times harder. Neo with a big one right as the moment of opportunity ends. Now it's going to be a lot harder. And obviously Slark can just go jungle now if he wants to. He doesn't have to play the lane if he's uninterested in that.
Yep, 10-minute rune going to be denied here by Gaming Gladiators towards the Nothing to Say side. As Quinn will have to swash just to get it. Onslaught away for Nothing to Say. But Quinn continuing to get most of these runes as he just picks up a defusal now. And Shiro opting for the battle. I mean, have we seen any other builds from Jugs? Or is Battle Fury pretty much just
I think Battle Fury every game. It's been what we've been seeing. It's just, I mean, the only other item you can really even make a case for is Maelstrom, but I just don't think it's efficient enough.
Yep, Quinn. Well, looks like they'll find Why You Smile. That's a 3-man rotation from Gaming Gladiators. All they find is the support, but they are finding better farm across the map, despite a couple of their cores dying. From Gaming side, they're still able to maintain a 2K lead right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of early laning advantage that they aren't letting up on. Although, I mean, I suppose both the Jugger and Brood have recovered quite well. They're definitely well behind their enemy counterparts. Actually, the majority of the net worth lead is on the supports when you look at it.
Well, Moonlight Shadow, they want to try to turn this around onto Quinn. Has nothing to say. He's going to spot him. Has the Pulverize. Arrow's going to be coming. It connects with the Starstorm. Onslaught. Yes. Kill for PSG.LGD, catching Gaming Gladiators off guard as Tofu somehow able to TP out. They just didn't have a stun. I guess they only have 2.
They spent everything they had there on Quinn. They used the Arrow, the Pulverize, and the Oracle Root. They could have reserved one of them. They would have got a bonus kill there, but completely understandable to drop everything you have there on the Pango. Don't give him any chance to reposition.
A decent stack here for, I would assume they're saving it for the Jug, but
yeah,
maybe Nothing to Say takes it in frustration, but I think he's happy right now, so maybe not.
He should be doing just fine here.
And Shiro, yeah, 300 away from Broadsword, and then just the recipe to finish off the Battle Fury, so pretty decent timing considering his start. As Celery was getting initiated on, but Quinn's going to Rolling Thunder. He inhibits Nothing to Say. They have the ward there, but the lasso coming in as well. Nothing to Say. Oh, actually, they denied the ward, so they didn't get vision in the end, and now Tofu's going to get turned around, and with that Pulverize, as Quinn left all alone, has Swash up now with the shield crash, gets to the other side of the river. Can they finish him off? The Starstorm not quite enough on the other side of the tree line, and the trample finally comes. Nothing to Say with a double kill. That was a clutch denied, either that or dissipated.
Which did the Sentry?
Yeah, the Sentry.
Yeah, they were destroying it with, I think it was mainly the Mirana that just hit it twice here, or the Oracle. Because they had Sentry on Sentry action. They got placed as part of the kill, and they just got rid of it, so Primal got to maintain his invisibility there. Yeah, another good sequence for PSG.LGD. And keep in mind while all of this is happening... Oh, hang on, Ace.
Ace.
That is not a good
Pulverize again. Blade Fury to follow. Ace gonna heal up a bit, but the Blade Fury ends up being enough. Tofu making his way over as well. Does not have lasso. Shiro gets off the first Omni Slash of the game. The arrow will not hit, though. And Shiro, he's gonna have to get False Promise now. Attempting to TP.
Nice
but the pounce is there. But the counter initiation from Nothing to Say deletes Doraccio. So they do find the Jug as Quinn getting gone on. The Purifying Flame is going to end up healing him a bit, but another one to come will finish him off. And Nothing to Say will have Fate's Edict applied to him as the Starstorm's continuing from Planet. He has done so much damage along with Nothing to Say. And guess what? The Pulverize back again. That cooldown is so low.
Holy.
4 dead. Actually, that was a full team wipe.
That was an expertly played fight from PSG.LGD. They did like everything right there. That was incredible. every individual play. So first of all, they find this kill onto the Darks here, which is nice, right? Shiro has to Omni-Slash defensively here, or he's going to die, but then they have the follow-up Oracle coming out, and nothing to say really the star of this fight. So they're going to get off the False Promise here, and he's going to run into the river, and this is going to force Slark to go for the pounce on this TP, because they have no other cancel. This, oh my god.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, just a straight-up freight train running through Slark, dies 100-0. Doesn't matter what he does there, he's actually just dead. He can ult all he wants. Nothing to say, just kills him on the spot. And here, they barely get out NTS as well. The double Starstorm, specifically on Ench instead of Bat, will be that kill. And in the meantime, Neo was also breaking the mid tower, so huge wins there.
Oh, Neo trying to get to the low ground, but the Firefly from Tofu able to spot him out. And he's inhibited twice, I think, there, Cinnamon. Very important. They have 2 defusals on the side of Gaming Gladiators.
Good item against Brood until BKB for sure.
But Shiro did finish the Battle Fury not long ago. He took that Ancient stack. And
top net
now his farm, that's true. He is top net worth just as he gets Battle Fury. That's not a good sign for Gaimin.
True, because he should be slightly outpacing the Slark probably at this point. Still, it is such a good Slark game that as long as Dota2 doesn't fall way too far behind, he should be okay. And as I say that, you're like, why is it a good Slark game? He just got obliterated by Primal. It's just a matter of time, right? Like, for now, PSG.LGD have the solutions. When Slark gets another 500 health, 1,000 health, this looks completely different. So it's very important for them to keep up the pace. And if possible, kill Slark another time or two before it becomes too big of a problem. Slow down his curve, but yeah, gotta say, nothing to say. I mean, he has been the Primal Beast of this tournament, right? You gotta say. It's just incredible. Thank you, Ted, for sending your fly over here. Really appreciate that.
I was wondering what the heck you were swatting at.
Yeah, apparently we have...
Attracted by stench.
Yes, that must
It's on
be
its
it.
way to me. Nothing to say with the shield rune now.
I'm safe now.
Blade Mail up. And BKB is going to be the next item. Inhibit onto Shiro, but he has a healing ward on the back line.
Just tanking the tower here. The siege is very effective with the healing ward. And I just don't think Gladiators can access this area. I think you just have to concede this tower entirely.
Moonlight Shadow, so they might want to fight, but the sentry here from Gaimin able to deny a ward.
Okay, are they actually going to try for this?
Yeah, Shiro has already TP'd out, so I don't think LGD are too interested in continuing on because they get the tower anyway. The siege actually finishes it off.
Yep.
Echo Saber almost there for Dyrachyo. And Quinn is going for Blink Dagger first before the Aghanim Scepter. He's going to Rolling Thunder. Looking for Why You Smile in the trees, but he should be okay. That was pretty close, actually.
And the Ench of Celery this game opting for Force Staff first. I feel like every game we've seen him pop off, he goes for the Dragonlance component first for the Pike. But they really, you can understand why they need this Force Staff. They need a way to reposition their heroes away from the Primal. They need a way to reposition them away from the Mirana. Even the, I mean, Force Staff is just in general a very good item against the Radiant lineup. It's very chase-based. So having just that extra little push when you get Surge can make a world of difference. But it does mean that his individual output that we're used to seeing from the end should be significantly lower. We've sometimes seen Celery be like second on hero damage minute 25. Do not expect that to be the case in this game. So
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
calm before the storm right now.
Indeed.
Atos.
Atos into the arrow, Starstorm, and Pulverize. Tofu can't do anything about it. Quinn is dead. Tofu looks to be next, although Ace gets off the Greaves. Puts down the wall, but that's not going to do too much. See if they can catch him after the Surge has run out. You can hear the onslaught coming from Nothing to Say. He wants more. Trample is there, but another Surge from Ace will allow him to escape.
Mirana too far there to get off another Atos, so Ace will get out, but yeah, they get the 2. Tofu was trying to help out Quinn, got himself caught in the process, and it's not like Gaming Gladiators are getting much in return, because these kills do not involve Jug. So it's not like the trade-off is, oh, okay, we lost 2 heroes, but we're free farming our carry and they aren't. Shiro is not involved. Like, he's literally just having the freest of times and has now created a distance of 3,000 down to the Slark. The reason this net worth isn't bigger than it is the support differential primarily.
Tofu trying to find an opening for the lasso, but he's going to get arrowed now. Nice base there from Planet. That was is that a false promise? No. That's just the Moonlight Shadow with Fate's Edict. And Tofu, the very least for Gaimin, won't die, as the Blink Dagger now online for Quinn. And it will be Aghanim Scepter next for him, but obviously very, very far away. As I mean, based on the positioning here, it looks like LGD going to try to go for the old Roche. And their team is not too shabby at doing it.
Isn't it refreshing to see Oracle buy Aether Lens? It's like it's like I'm back in time, you know? Like, I feel like almost every save support nowadays buys Pavis or Glimmer.
Well, he is going Glimmer. I mean,
he will.
He has Philly Stones. He's like, I'll just get both. It's fine.
But the Lens is... I think the reason he's itemizing Lens here is that he recognizes he has to get an ult off against Lasso or against Vacuum, so he needs to be able to be in range at the crucial moment. You could also itemize for that by buying like a Force Staff or a Dagger, but there's obviously some secondary benefits to this in terms of like mana pool and the flexibility and not being countered out in case you do take damage. So I like seeing this. It's a bit of a, I'm gonna say blast from the past, because it's not like the item is completely dead, but we have not seen many lenses in this tournament.
Basically just Lina, I feel like.
Yeah, it's more or less been Lina mid. But there is a support that can buy it here. This, I would say the standout #1 support of all time for the item is Bane, but it hasn't been too popular this tournament.
Nope.
Nice blink dodge on the Atos there by Quinn.
Shiro, he's going to get pounced on. It's going to force the Blade Fury. Tofu trying to find positioning to be able to get the lasso off. He puts down a healing ward though. Flame break.
Here.
He's going to have to Omni Slash. TPs are coming, but now he's going to be closer to the wall on the other side, in fact. Trump's not going to be too happy with that one. As Shiro continuing on now, as Celery gets off the heal at half HP. Nothing to say, gets the Pulverize off, but not that much damage done to Quinn in the end. He's going to get surged away. Vacuum into the shield crash. As BKB popped by New, and Dyrachyo forced to use his Shadow Dance to get away. Inhibit now on Nothing to Say, slow to a crawl, but the Onslaught gives him enough space. He finds Tofu on the backside now with the Trample to continue, but he's going to get disarmed in the time being as Quinn gets off another shield crash onto the other side of the tree line. And Shiro, there's been no death somehow. Blade Fury from Shiro. Of course, does not have his Omni Slash, but he can be confident as the arrow is going to come in and delete Quinn. As finally a hero dies after a very strange engagement. But still Aegis intact, of course, as Celery able to TP.
Oh, very high skill fight. It's very cool to see sometimes, like Dota as a game of like a lot of, you know, pushing and pulling basically in that sequence. You just keep prodding and trying to find some angle for either team, but everyone is just so good at juking around it. Mobility, tankiness, we've talked about it. LGD in the end, it's the Atos that gets them the kill as they find the Atos connection plus arrow onto Quinn, and I think the Force Staff from Celery was probably on cooldown there, so couldn't reposition him and save him from that combo. And PSG.LGD will get the I say the bigger win. They were the only ones to even get a kill out of that exchange.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and that expands their lead a bit. It's not a giant lead by any means. And we can see that Shiro, he's had the SNY for a bit now, has the Eagle Song component of the Butterfly, and Aegis still with 2 minutes left, so sitting in a very nice spot for him. And Dyrachyo can finish the Aghanim Scepter now for the double pounce.
I think Dyrachyo's primary job in this game is to get on top of the Mirana and the Oracle. It's really...
Okay. Oh, roll. All right, I don't think he intended to be up there, but he gets the Blink Dagger, which stuns out the TP from Planet.
Cute try there, but there was no way in hell he was ever getting out of that. Dyrachyo will get that. That's a killing streak ended as well, so he actually got like 600 gold from that kill on the Slark.
Dire's middle tower
And of course the permanent agility, so that's a feels good to pick up.
Yeah, New is...
He's very close to Harpoon.
Yeah. Haven't talked about him too much this game. I mean, this is better farm than they had as position 1 last game, so at this stage, much better.
I think he's going to be looking for mainly, I want to say, the bat, if he can force the bat into an awkward position in the fights, that's really good. Because you got to consider at this point, what are your targets? Ench is not great, Slark is not great. Darkseer, also not the best, so you're kind of, you know.
Well, Smoke's gonna get popped, nothing to say. Pops the Blade Mail himself as the rune will spawn top. He's gonna get lassoed back. He's gonna pop the BKB shortly after those Celery. He's gonna take some right clicks from New as the Pulverize is there, but nothing to say, getting really low, and now he's surrounded. Will finally be brought down, and the rest of LGD on the run. YU Smile still being spotted out despite the Moonlight Shadow. He's gonna get swashed to death. And the BKB force from New, who will casually TP away. And Planet, he gets off the Atos, but they're continuing to dive as the Swashbuckle's there as well. And Gaming Gladiators able to get 3 kills.
Really good punish.
Off of a good initiation onto nothing to say.
Yeah, they took a lot of advantage of the terrain there. Like the Primal Beast just had nowhere to go. He tried to inch his way toward the Oracle ult, but then he got flame broken back toward the other side of the river, so he wasn't actually able to even get the save off to begin with. And at the end of the day, maybe a little bit of miscommunication or a bad play call here from LGD, because your Primal Beast was able to disengage there if he wanted to, right? He got off the BKB and then he kept chasing, but nobody could really follow through. So he got isolated in 1v3 and the entire team kind of just got out of position, and Gaming Gladiators is gladly going to punish that. Look for more. Duracho will start off on YU Smile.
Okay, well that's not exactly what he was looking for. Instead it's going to be the Spider-Man. As you can see, nothing to say will be just fine thanks to that Face Edict. YU Smile, though, taking most of that damage. But the Atos into the arrow and the Pulverize. But Tofu still able to traverse terrain. Nothing to say, going in really deep as the Omni smash basically onto Ace and Duracho. And Ace actually takes almost all of them and will die as a result. Duracho not helping out his comrade too much there, Sin.
I mean, he can't tank too much. He didn't have ult.
Yeah.
So he has to kind of weigh his options of, okay, how much damage can I truly take off my friend here? Yeah, it's definitely a proof of concept here of how strong Shiro is. The fact that he can solo kill the Darkseer there is a very healthy sign for his farm. I do think Gaming Gladiators should be relatively happy with not losing any more, though, because that looked pretty scary for a while. But Ace is the only one to fall. Tofu found a way out of it. I think Gaming Gladiators, or rather PSG, overlapped a little bit on the arrow and Pulverize initiation, so they didn't get full value. And it did allow the Batrider to get away with a vacuum cancel on the Pulverize. So Shiro will be working on his Swift Slash.
Oh, I thought he was going for Ags.
Yep, that's Swift Slash.
Yep, that's right.
There's no item in the game called Swift Slash.
I thought you meant Swift Blink, to be fair.
Oh, to be fair, that's...
To be fair, I thought you were wrong.
To be fair, you weren't listening.
To be fair, Shiro is taking the Tormentor and
An extra leap charge never hurts.
Yeah, that's the... I mean, it's not like it's worse. I mean, is it? It's 1,400 net worth. That in some cases, that is maybe worse.
It also allows you to leap differently, right? It gives you that, like...
It's like vector targeted.
Yeah.
And you have like a little mini belch at the end.
Yep. Yeah, that's why you don't like it. It's only a mini belch. If it was like a true belch, it would be a favorite.
A mini belch is just a burp, so yeah, I should have just said that. Well, we'll see if that comes in handy for Planet. I mean, the Oracle one obviously is what they would have wanted. The heal is
Reign
insane.
of Destiny.
Yeah, one of the best shards in the game, I think, for sure. But the fights have kind of been spread out a bit, but, I mean, you're going against Vac Wall, so you're going to be contained in a certain area if Ace is able to get a good initiation. So I think Reign of Destiny on top of that would be pretty insane.
It's just always nice to cast together with your ult, right? It's never going to feel bad. It's just an extra utility spell that you get that can combine with your other saves, so... It definitely has lineups and moments where it's way better than others, but overall, I would just say it's way more flexible and reliable than the Murano one.
A little bit more understandable that Gaming Gladiators is not going for theirs. I mean, the Ench one we've talked about before, it's kind of weird.
Their lineup also...
And the Batrider is more of a carry.
Yeah. And their lineup also isn't that great at taking it to begin with. They need to commit a lot of resources to even get it down. Like, this one was just soloed by Jugger, so it feels way better when you don't need to give up map control in order to go and farm it. Shiro is enormous.
Yep.
Almost finishing the Ags now. Well ahead of anyone else in the game. has extended the lead against Slark to
And
almost 5K now from
he's
3.
making sure. Is he actually thinking about this talent? He's holding the point. Is he just double checking that he's not going to misclick?
He's Googling if it got fixed.
I mean, I wonder what the stats are on the talent distribution.
Well, now he has 2 levels. So
Yeah.
maybe his consideration is that Blade Fury DPS is really good against Slark, which would be kind of an interesting take, right? Because
Here we go with the win rate higher and the pick rate way higher because
Yeah.
it is bugged.
but the Blade Fury DPS is actually an interesting idea against Slark in particular, right? I think that's why he's weighing his options, because that's his main damage spell against Slark in both of his invincibilities. 150 DPS is a lot. It currently has.
Oh,
it's
he's going to
basically
get
double.
lassoed, but the instant false promise is going to get him out of dodge. But without that now, they probably don't want to fight. There's a big vac wall onto 4 heroes. Rolling Thunder right on top of them as the Oracle will die first. But the Pulverize coming out onto Quinn shortly after the Rolling Thunder as the Omni Slash getting rid of a lot of the illusions as the buyback now onto the Oracle. As Neo trying to stand his ground. Will back away and go through the wall just so he can see one of his illusions come to life.
Shiro was down to like 10% health in Omni, and he was like, okay, I have to skill the lifesteal talent now. And then he had full health.
All right,
when he came
there
out.
you go.
The choice was made for him by Gaming Gladiators. Nice vacuum wall there.
It's for the best.
If he doesn't take that talent, he dies after the Omni. So you're going to see the replay here. Obviously, very nice vac wall here from Ace and Shiro. No false promise, so he's not going to be healing any additional health here without that talent.
All right, let's see how good this heal is, huh? Very
So
low.
he's down to 200.
Omni Slash and
Yeah, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Well, there you go.
pretty good. Pretty good.
Like 1,500 there.
Yeah. Very balanced, of course. Is this a Roche off? We got Bruin here. Oh, Planet. He's going to take a lot of impetus
nice
as gets
pullback.
hurricaned as well. And Shiro with a premature Blade Fury. I've been there before. Nothing to be ashamed of is Dyrachyo and company. They're going to find the opening with the lasso, but the Omni Slash, no, that's the Swift Slash this time. Able to heal up a decent amount,
nice
but he
from
is
Quinn.
surrounded now and brought to his knees as Quinn creating all the space. He gets a double kill off the back of a great initiation as New completely surrounded as well, and Gaming Gladiators able to win this fight big, which should mean Roche is theirs.
Oh, that was such a good ulti from Quinn. He blink stunned the Oracle as False Promise was coming out on the Jugger. You're going to see that right here. So Shiro gets lasso, pulled away, gets off the Swift Slash instantly, and here he's made animation here.
Yeah, he min-maxed.
Oh.
He min-maxed a bit, though.
Yeah, the thing is, if he casts it instantly and Jugger just stands there and right-clicks, he's going to be full health after the False Promise from his lifesteal talent. So that could have maybe gone differently. He might have bought enough time to get off a new Blade Fury, but obviously Omni Slash was nowhere near. Gaming with a big punish. Don't think PSG.LGD necessarily had any business even going here. Understand the Roche is there, but the way they approached that did just not work out. Great, great, great setup from Gaming now. With a big lead and the Aegis Cheese. And we talked about if the game gets to this state, Slark is going to become a bigger and bigger problem. Now he has the MKB, so he can face the Jugger much easier. Obviously the Depth Shroud Shard as well.
Radiant's bottom tower
They have
is
so
under
many...
attack.
I mean, this Jug against Slark matchup is actually just a nightmare, because how do you Omni Slash and Swift Slash if Slark isn't accounted for? He can always just... He can just Shroud on top of your Omni.
Yep.
On anyone you're on, and they just get hard saved.
Radiant's bottom tower has
So this
fallen.
will become a pretty significant issue. And LGD were maybe just in a spot in the draft the panel was talking about is like, what was left? You know? There weren't really any good carries left against Slark, which is why Gaimin picked it open-ended without knowing the carry-to-carry matchup, because they're basically daring PSG.LGD saying, pick your best counter, what do you got?
Well, or that, or pick the Brood as the carry
Or
itself,
keep
like
Brood
they did
carry,
in
yeah.
game 2, which didn't work out, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think they wanted to play Brood carry here for a good reason. I think the Slark plus Darkseer just sounds really rough to play Brood carry against, so...
Understandably so.
We'll back off here.
So Gaimin now with a 7K lead, Aegis and Cheese. Aghanim Scepter on nothing to say, but so does Quinn.
Wow,
and he has his
Ags on
main
bat.
talent as well. What? Wow. Aghanim Scepter Tofu.
He is
double lasso.
Giga farmed. What the hell?
He has forced. This looks like a core.
Yeah, he is.
He's almost
Yeah, he's
farming
rich.
his brood, really.
I mean, the majority of the net worth lead is still on the supports, right? Tofu is ahead by about 1,400 against Mirana, and the Ench is ahead by 3K, so it's like 4.5 out of the 8K total lead is just support-to-support matchups.
Yeah.
That bad lasso could come in very handy. I think what Tofu is identifying here is that PSG.LGD's heroes very naturally just cluster up a lot. So he might find a lot of might be able to find a lot of two-man lassos.
I don't know. It's so hard to look back. I wonder how different the game would have been if they get the shard on Oracle in that instance, where he could have just Reign of Destinied. I mean, he could have false promised. He just waited to the last second and then got stunned.
Yeah, I think in that moment it wouldn't have mattered. Like, that was just about getting the perfect ult, but Quinn just outplayed him.
And Thoraccio starting this out as a double lasso comes out from Tofu. He's instantly stunned, though, and the Omni Slash to follow. It might have been a Swift Slash, actually, as Shiro, the Blade Fury, doing a lot of damage. He has the shard.
He still has Omni.
He's going to get back, though. Still inside the wall. He's taking a lot of damage from these illusions, but will live through the day.
Yeah, that was a nice initiation from Tofu, but unfortunately couldn't really get back. Got counterplayed immediately by NTS, so the double lasso, what you ideally want is exactly that scenario. You get Oracle +1. It's basically perfect, but yeah, couldn't make the distance.
I mean, that's two big ults down. The Vac wall, well, I guess Pango ult is actually all of the ults, really.
Yeah, they're pretty short cooldown, most of them, though.
Maybe you feel like PSG maybe could go for something right now.
Yeah, they have 50 seconds on wall. That's the biggest one. They definitely could. Especially, I mean, Juggernaut's output in that fight was pretty crazy considering he didn't use Omni Slash.
Yep, oh, the pounce is going to connect from Thoraccio. Blade Mail activated, and there is the Aghanim Scepter from Nothing to Say. He's taking so much pure damage, and there is the false promise. They should have enough heal
he's okay.
for him to walk it off. Will make his way to the fountain as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
But now they're contained in their base.
Yep. And with no Oracle ult, they feel confident. They have Aegis Cheese, and they know that any good lasso here can now not be saved against. So Tofu very aggressive, really looking for anything, and he's getting the vision from the Slark at nighttime. So a nice synergy being put on display here.
Shiro.
PSG needs to be so damn careful right now.
Tier 3 tower down. Fortification pop, 30 seconds on Aegis, so Gaiman do have to be a bit careful about the timing on that. And LGD likely going to try to mount some sort of a defense as Thoraccio has to use both pounces. He's going to get Atos now. Arrow will hit. 12 seconds on Aegis. Looks like they might just burn through it the old-fashioned way.
Nope.
Nope, he will survive, and we'll wait it out. Actually, we'll TP.
Yeah, this is a pretty big wave pop, and this push without the Aegis and with the enemy False Promise coming off cooldown again, they're just going to call it a win.
And he's almost done with BKB, and the later you can get away with the BKB, the better. That is going to be a 9-seconder here pretty shortly for Thoraccio. Yep.
Quinn with the Octarine has some... What's the cooldown on Rolling Thunder, actually, when you have that? 60. And then if he takes the 25 talent, what's the cooldown then? It's... Is it just 44? Does it just take the flat amount on top? It does, right? The talents don't get modified by Octarine, so it should just go down to 44. All right. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Curious if he takes that out of the Swash, to be honest. The Swash talent in this game might also be really, really good, given his itemization.
Yeah, it's tough to say. He didn't get the Mindbreaker, so I think it will be the Rolling Thunder, if I had to guess.
It is the more popular one of the two, but obviously a nice win rate on the Swashbuckle one. So, might consider that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Juggernaut with Blink. Okay, so this is a really interesting item pickup for Shiro, because it allows him to actually initiate on the Bat Rider, which I think is the dream outcome of a fight, is that Shiro just blinks Swift Slashes or Omni Slashes and kills the Bat, because it opens up the fight for everyone else to engage with confidence. The problem that they have is whenever they run in, they're at risk of getting double lassoed. So I do feel like that would be the absolute best target they could possibly kill early on, but you're gonna maybe need a nullifier to ensure it, right? I guess not right now.
But I think New was building a nullifier. He does have one, actually.
Yeah, they don't even need it in play. There's no reliable save against the Jug, right? They have 4 staffs, but no Glimmer. I think they always have the Slark Shard. I guess that one he can't ever itemize against, so that's definitely going to be a problem. But if there's any moment of opportunity where he can get on Tofu, I think he will. Dyrachyo still getting bigger and bigger. It definitely feels like, I mean, Gaimin obviously in the lead and in good control here, and you want to say they got through the hardest part of the game, but there's still
Moonlight
the risk
Shadow
of getting blasted.
PSG.LGD, they want to fight.
Yep.
But
Tofu has a good
Gaimin
position.
has very good position right now. And the last one on the 2! And it's 2 cores! Rolling Thunder to come, but the BKB activation from Nothing to Say, along with the Blade Fury. And Nothing to Say doing a decent amount of damage with the Uproar as New. More control from Quinn as he's going to get spotted and completely isolated now. The Pulverize is coming as well, but the Vacuum cancels the Pulverize. And you can see the False Promise now finally activated on Nothing to Say. That is a lot of damage coming out, though, from Celery.
Is he living?
Basically lives on the same amount of HP.
Oh, that was a really great fight. No one died.
Yeah, no one died.
Pretty
But,
crazy that nobody died
Man,
there.
these lassos, though, from Tofu.
Yeah.
Insane.
And you gotta be very careful as PSG.LGD. Again, Slark over the course of these fights is ramping up massively. So now, if there's an upcoming fight soon, he'll have way more agility going into the next one.
Yep.
You might want to just chill and try to delay. Oh, there it is.
Another lasso. Finding the Jug. Dyrachyo able to dispel the Atos instantly. And look at New. He's just dead. Just like that. Tried to help out his Jug, who actually didn't end up needing anything.
Yeah, not sure what Neo was trying to help him with either.
Dyrachyo.
He's big.
Yes, he is. This is going to be a set of racks in the mid lane.
Minimum.
And probably more.
31 temporary stacks of Essence Shift, so 100 agility there. Bottom tower is only half HP.
Yeah, there's a Vac Wall again, this time onto 3 with the Rolling Thunder follow-up. Oracle's dead. Buys back instantly as the Pounce connects. Very nice from Dyrachyo. He's getting control, but finally gets off the Shadow Dance with the BKB, turning his sights onto the Juggernaut. Nothing to Say, not able to channel the Pulverize too much, and the Jug is dead. Shiro with no buyback, double lasso, just to finish this game off in style. Tofu, terrific play from him, and Gaimin Gladiators will win this series and go to the grand finals to meet off against BetBoom.
It looked like this might be the tournament that Gaimin don't make a finals appearance.